Kimberly Washburn, Curator of Education at the Florence County Museum. Welcome to August's Family Day at Home. In this activity, we will be making aluminum foil monoprint note cards. I'll be showing you how to take some simple supplies to make a unique note card that you can use to communicate with friends and family. First, you're going to need some things from your Family Day at Home kit. You're going to need your folded piece of aluminum foil, a note card with an envelope. You have 2 of these in your bag. We're going to do one at a time. You can do one and then get out the other, or you can have them both ready. You're going to need your 2 Q-tips, your cup of silver paint, and your small sponge. We'll be using this sponge for multiple activities in August's kit, so keep it handy when you finish this activity. All right, so to begin this activity, here are some samples of what we'll be making. These are monoprinted note cards to go with our envelope, and let me show you how to do it. We're going to start by unfolding our aluminum foil, and we're going to turn to the matte side of the aluminum foil. So the not shiny side is where we want to turn. The shiny side is very bumpy. It's a little bit bumpy on the matte side as well, but not as much. So we want that smoother texture. And I'm just going to smooth out the bumps with my fingers. It doesn't have to be perfect at all, but just kind of smooth down those creases so that they're not interfering with the print that you're going to make. Then you're going to take your sponge and dip it into your silver paint with a generous amount of paint on your sponge, and you're just going to spread that over the surface of your foil. Now notice that I'm not spreading the paint all the way to the edges of the foil. I only really need this area to be as large as the note card that I'm going to be printing. Now we call this a monoprint. A monoprint is a type of printmaking that you only get one impression from. So we can't get 3 or 4 impressions from this same print, just one. Now I've gone over several directions with my paint and my sponge just to get a nice even layer in the center of my foil. Now I'm going to use one of my Q-tips, and I'm just going to draw a pattern right into the paint on my aluminum foil. I'm really just kind of wiping away paint in certain areas to create a pattern. And it can be any pattern you want. Lines, shapes, something simple works best. So I've just made a really simple line pattern. I'm going to take one of my note cards, like this, and I'm just going to carefully set one edge down and sort of lower my note card into the paint, holding on, making sure that I'm not sliding my note card around on the paint. I'm holding my note card still, and I'm just rubbing over it to make sure that it picks up as much of the paint as possible. I want to try to keep my fingers out of the paint because I don't want to rub paint all over the back of my note card. I want to keep that clean. That's where I would write my message to my friend or neighbor, maybe my mom. All right. I'm just going to give it a good rub. Make sure you've rubbed all over the back of the card. And then we're just going to lift it up, and there is our pattern, left right on our note card. This is a really simple, fun way to create a unique note card that can be sent to friends or family. If you're not able to get together right now, note cards are a great way to stay in touch. Now, one other way that you can use this process is also on your envelope. So I can just take this same piece of aluminum foil and I can use it again to make other note cards, to make designs on my envelope, for example. I'm going to put a little bit more down just to show you how I might do my envelope. I'm going to keep the front of the envelope clean because that is where I need to write the address, and I need that to be legible. But I'm going to just do a pattern right on the flap of the envelope. So I'm going to do something a little different than I did there, maybe just some circles like dots. I'm just going to wipe away the paint in some areas, just like this. going to lay just the flap of the note card down. So that's the only part touching the foil. I don't want it to fall down like that. Might have to hold it up with one hand. Just rubbing it to pick up the paint gently. All right, and there we go. Just some nice decoration right on the flap of our envelope to go with our note card. These dry quickly because we haven't applied a lot of paint, so just let them dry for maybe 30 minutes or an hour and they'll be ready to use. We hope that you enjoy making aluminum foil monoprint note cards.